Today we're going to be working on, this is the actual video for the ceiling fan project. I have it sitting here like I showed it to you the other day where I had the two blades on, and that was because of the switch. I did take both blades off and reposition them because otherwise I would have had a very, very big gap between my blades in one spot. So hopefully this is going to be a little better. So in a second here we'll get to it. As you all know, I was having a gluing crisis and I did find a tube of super glue, so we're going to use that. The weather Thursday was very bad. It was snowing and blowing, and it was bad. And today it's just blowing and very, very cold, so I didn't go anywhere, and I'm doing this voiceover on Friday because I didn't like the other one. So anyway, let's get on with this little project here of putting the blades onto the ceiling fan. I want to describe a little bit about it first. The blades are just, what they are is they are 3 layers of heavy craft cardstock glued together, and they came out pretty good. I think they'll work. I just kind of drew out the shape of them and then cut it out and traced them out on the cardstock, which I glued together using tacky glue. And you could use whatever kind of glue you like, because you could use almost glue, tacky glue, whatever you have. Wood glue would work. So yeah, it was just a very simple process, and now I'm just checking, because when I paint I always have one side, no matter what I do, that looks better than the other. So I want the good sides to be facing downward and the bad sides to be facing up toward the ceiling. So this is just kind of what I did. If I can get the super glue to come out. There's not much left in this tube, but I'm hoping there'll be enough here to do the fan blades with. And I had originally started out dipping the blade into the glue to try to get it covered good, and it was like I couldn't really tell by doing it this way how much glue was actually on there, how that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this blade and I'm going to try to space it out. Now I know this isn't going to be perfect. I'm still going to probably have one part with a big gap, but I am going to try to place this blade so that it looks, it looks like it should. I realized that by dipping I did not get enough glue, and so I'm going to try this again here. I'm just going to hold it there. This is a bad part. If you don't have a glue that grabs really quickly, you're going to be holding it a little bit. And so I put it down, but I'm not liking that gap on the angle on that blade. And once I try another one next to it, I see that it definitely needs to be moved over just the tiniest bit. So I'm going to get out a little more glue here, and I was going to dip, but this time I'm going to use a toothpick because I really, this gives me a much better way to see how much glue I'm getting and making sure I get the placement of the glue, like evenly all over the end of the blade. It's not a very big area that I'm trying to glue on, so if you make anything like this, or any projects, glue the way you feel comfortable gluing. And now I've got it on there, and but it wants to fall off because I didn't hold it long enough. So I'm just going to pick it up and really take a look at my gap there. And I'm just going to hold it just long enough that I can let go of it and it won't, it won't move too much. So now I'm just going to set it there. It's like, leave it alone, don't touch it, that's not bad. Sorry for my head being in the way. Yeah, it's going to be fine. So I just need to leave that one alone now and not mess with it. And what am I doing? I'm messing with it. I'm moving it a little bit. I am using the super glue gel. Now super glue and I have a love-hate relationship. I watch other people do it and it just looks like it goes so smooth for them. They just put the glue on, they stick it together, it all works perfectly. And I don't quite have that. So now I'm going to just leave the thing alone. It's looks like it's spaced pretty good. We just need to leave it alone. And what I'm propping it up on is 2 rolls of washi tape because it was the right height and I didn't have anything else. And next time I will find something else because this didn't work very well, as you will see later on. But it is holding the fan blade up and that's what I needed it to do at this time. So it's working. It's not an ideal solution though. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and when I glued fan blade on number 4, my battery ran out, and I didn't notice right away. My camera does not have an alert on it, and so I went ahead and glued it on, and then realized that the battery had died, and that I wasn't filming anything like I thought I was. So blade number 4 is now glued on, but we'll do number 5 together. I'm checking to see if, I don't know, to me the space looks really big, but once I get the fan blade in there, it should be fine. As I said before, it won't be perfect. There will be a gap that's a little bigger, and it really can't be helped because you have to be able to access that light switch. So I've got 2 more rolls of washi tape, which just, yeah, not a good thing, but it's, like I said, it's what I had because I was using washi tape for another project. I was attempting to use the thinner stuff for ribbons on miniature Christmas presents, so yeah. Alright, so I'm going to get a little bit more super glue. Hopefully there's enough. Don't need very much, so we should be good. So there, we'll do this. And see, and I was going to dip again, but I thought about it before I did it, and I decided to use the toothpick, which is really a much better idea for this. And I'm just putting it on there and making sure I get an even amount all the way across the tip of the blade. And the right side up, the better looking side of the two. And I'm just going to put it there. And as you can probably tell right from there that the spacing is not perfect, but it's better than it would have been if I hadn't redone those 2 blades that I originally showed you in the other video. And if you look at it, it kind of reminds me of one of those metal flower pins they used to have back in the 60s, the costume jewelry. I think I had one similar to that when I was really little. Yeah, so that's kind of what it reminds me of. Some flower power. Anyway, I'm going to leave that alone and let it dry. And I'm going to let it dry good because I really want it so that when I pick it up, the blades don't fall off on me. So, and it's all honestly looking like I got the blades pretty even, and you know, I mean, you know, where I've glued them on, they're not drooping or sticking up. They look pretty level, even, if you know what I mean. So, And you know, you all know I'm a perfectionist, and nothing I ever do is good enough. But I'll tell you what, I think this looks pretty cute. I really do. I think it's going to be all right. And of course, I'm messing with it again. It's like, leave it alone. Don't mess with it. Let it dry. But you guys all know me. Little Miss Impatience. I'm working on it. I am really trying to work on it hard. So hopefully I will get that mastered, that impatient little bit. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how this has turned out. It's not looking too bad. I think it's going to work, and I think it's going to be fine, and we will find out in just a little bit. So the fan has been drying for about an hour and a half now, and it's looking okay. I can pick it up, nothing's falling off, and I'm going to turn it on for you as soon as I find the little switch for it. There's the back side of it. That'll be attached to the ceiling. I'm just looking for the little thing. Put the blades on there, casts a shadow, and the little tiny little thing you turn it on with is black. There it is. Now I just got to get it to turn on. Blades are holding, so far so good. Yep, there we go. And I've got it turned on, and that is going to be how it's going to look when we hopefully get it all installed in the farmhouse soon. But yeah, I'll turn it back off, and let's go out to the farmhouse and see how it looks. So here we are at the farmhouse in the upstairs family room, and that is where this particular fan is going to go. I'm kind of excited to see it in here. I have laid it down and turned it on, and I apologize for the shaky video, but I am filming this one-handed, so it's going to be a little shaky, and I'm trying to figure out how am I going to put that fan up there. I'm like, well, I'm just going to have to grab it by one of the blades, and I'm trying to center it in the center of the room, but I'm not sure exactly where that's at. But yeah, that's how it's going to look. It's going to look just like that. I think it's cute. I'm honestly happier with the way that it turned out than I thought I would be. So now I've turned it off so you can see what it's going to look like when the light's not on, and I'm just holding it up there. And for some reason I sit there and keep holding it up there. I don't know why. It's hard on my arm. It's not pleasant. So, but yeah, I'm continuing to hold it up there, and I really like it. I think it looks pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty darn good. So I think we can live with that once I get it all installed. And it will be put up with a magnet to attach it to there'll be a magnet on the ceiling, and that should hold it up good. And we'll have a nice little ceiling fan in our family room. Anyway, I don't know if I'll be seeing you guys before the holiday or not, so if not, I want to wish you all a very safe and happy holiday. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.